Hey you guys, this is Heather from Native Homestead, and it is cold. um, I have my husband is working on fence posts and gates, and I'm just gonna tell you some things that are going on. I really wanted to have a YouTube channel because I really enjoy watching other off-gridders. It kind of makes me feel like I'm not alone in this adventure. But then at the same time, some stuff has been going on with some other off-gridders in our area, and it just kind of shows me that maybe I don't want a YouTube channel. I don't want everybody knowing what's going on my property, which is unfortunate because I think that this way of life is like something that's great to preserve and something that will help a lot of people in need when things maybe hit the fan. But then again, the government always seems to think that your property belongs to them. And I know that technically, when it comes down to it, your property doesn't belong to you because the government can literally take it away. Because I've seen it happen. I've seen people get kicked off their land. I've seen people build tiny homes and then be told that their house was not suitable and they got kicked off their own property. I've seen people go to jail for collecting rainwater. This is not in my area that these specific things have happened. But, for example, there is some stuff going on in my area where people are getting told that they have to give the government permission to come on their land for permits that don't even cost money. But it's like, if you don't sign this paper that says we're allowed to come to your property whenever we want to, without an appointment, without scheduling, within a year's time, just no notice, and if they're like, well, I don't want to sign that, then they're getting fined, they're getting threatened with jail time, those kinds of things. And what people don't understand, especially in the government, it's like, the way that my family is living is not harmful to my family. Like, one of my things as a mom is I'm making sure that my kids are number one taken care of. And if I felt like they weren't being taken care of, we wouldn't live this way. They're my number one priority. But there's fears like CPS showing up, the government knowing what you're doing, the government fining you. Families like mine, I feel like we have more strikes against us. We aren't living in the cookie cutter house where the government can make all their money off of us. And we homeschool because, first of all, we think there's a lot more to learn than the public school has to offer. And second of all, I don't even think the public school has a right to my children. So there's strike number 2. We have some other strikes against us that I don't even want to mention. I don't even want to mention online because, not that I believe people who follow off-grid homestead channels would disapprove of, but because people who are out looking, out fishing for reasons to get people like myself and other people in my community off of our way of life. Because it all comes down to the bottom dollar. It all comes down to, we can't make money off of you. We can't enforce these laws. And I'm really struggling with that because I don't want people to know what I'm doing so that the people who are out there to cause harm and division and those kinds of things don't know what I'm doing, and so I'm just really struggling with it because I had this desire to really start. If you ever saw our Tina the Bus videos when we converted a school bus into an RV, I felt like we got a lot of good feedback from people who were watching those videos. So, of course, who wouldn't want to see a family take a piece of property that was rural and, like, nobody had lived on it ever, and turn it into something that not only functioned as a home, but functioned as providing us with food and shelter. And one of the reasons that we named it Native Homestead or Native Grounds Homestead is because I'm Native American. And so I wanted to share some Native traditions with you guys, kind of like getting back to the way that natives used to do things. And so I'm really just torn. So leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the situation, because that's why we haven't posted anything since the rabbitry video, because just a lot of stuff has hit the fan, and I'm not particularly sure that I want to go that route. But I know that we're not supposed to live our lives in fear either, so that's where we're at. That's why we haven't posted any videos, and I would love to hear your guys' feedback, and God bless.